What's up? This is your girl Queen. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Make sure you thumbs up the video, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the post notification bell so you'll know what every time I come back with another video. So thanks you to all my new subscribers and to all my old subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today I'm going to answer some questions from my last two. So I think I did a couple of videos since then. So I need to answer as many questions I can in this video. So I don't want to make the video too long. So I'm going to answer as many questions I can. But first, I'm going to talk about this. I want to bring you guys a situation that's going on in Mexico. Okay? So, and it kind of ties in to corruption because we are seeing a lot of, we have been experiencing and allegedly wondering what's going on with all the police corruption, all these places. So Mexico, so I want to speak about Mexico first, and I'm going to fall into the Cal City Missing Boys answer questions, okay? That's how we're going to do this, okay? So, we have been, there's been a massacre, okay? So it's always a lot of bodies. People tell you, when you vacation, don't go to Mexico. You'll go down to Mexico and you'll never come back from Mexico. So a lot of people advise you not to go to Mexico to to vacation or travel because it's just so dangerous. And a lot of people are coming up missing and have came up missing in Mexico, okay? So that is a very dangerous. It's just very dangerous right now. So I would advise you, please, don't go. I don't know what's going on in Mexico, but it looks so dangerous and scary right now. I wouldn't advise you to go. Okay? Okay, so right now it says a dozen state police officers are charged in the massacre of 19 in Mexico. So you got a dozen. That's about 12 officers off the back charged in the massacre of 19 people in Mexico. All right. This has come from the Associated Press, and this was uploaded 1 day ago. So this is going on right now, you guys. Okay. This is going on right now. So, Victoria, Mexico, a dozen state police officers are being questioned Wednesday following their arrest in connection with the killings of 19 people, including Guatemalan migrants, whose bodies were found shot and burned near the U.S. border late in January. Tamaulipas State Attorney General Irving Barrios announced Tuesday night that all 12 officers face charges of homicide, abuse of authority, and making false statements. So there are officers right now being charged. So a lot of these officers, right now in the time that we live in, the day we live in, a lot of officers are not right. They are not right. Okay? A lot of officers right now are not right. So we have to be careful, and that's why we question a lot of things. If something's not right, we question it, because nowadays officers killing people too. They've been probably doing it. It's been crooked officers the whole time probably. But you hear more about it now than you ever did. I'm sure it's been a lot of crooked officers. But they think they can get away with everything. No, 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 no. Y'all going to be exposed today on this channel. You're going to be exposed today. You 12 crooked ass cops killing people. You're supposed to serve and protect. You are not supposed to be shooting nobody, burning nobody. You're supposed to be protecting those migrants that came from wherever they came from. 19 bodies. Y'all got 19 bodies under y'all belt. 19 bodies. Make that make sense to the queen. 19 bodies. The killings revived memories of the gruesome 2010 massacre of 72 migrants near the town of San Fernando in the same gang-ridden state. Those killings were carried out by a drug cartel, but January 22nd slayings allegedly were carried out by law enforcement. So they probably tried to make it seem like It was gang members that did it. That's probably why they took them and put them by the border to mimic the last gruesome massacre in 2010 when they had them in the same area. So you know how law enforcement do when they do their dirty work. They try to plan it and put it like somebody else did it. Oh, they're not gonna suspect us, because it's in this area, so they're gonna expect this gang related violence or black on black violence or whatever kind of violence, or in the area or whatever type of area it in, or a prostitute probably, whatever area they drop the body, they want someone else that area to be, oh, it's just another person that probably overdosed, da 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 da. So that's why the areas in which bodies are found is very crucial. It's very crucial and pertinent to the case. But you can tell they tried to play it off because just where they put the body of the 19 people. And why? Like, we the people want to know why. Why, officers? Why did y'all kill those 19 people? Why did you shoot them and burn their bodies? Why? Why did you do that? I just don't understand. Why would you do that? In the Affirmation Acts of January 22nd, at least 12 police officers are participated. The Attorney General did not say what motive the officers might have had, though corrupt local and state police in Mexico are often in the pay of drug cartels. So, you're going to let a drug cartel pay you to break your oath. You broke your oath. You got the drug cartel causing you to break your oath of serving and protecting, being a law-abiding citizen, to harm others. So they paid you to do it. Cartels in Mexico often charge migrant smugglers for crossing their territory and kidnap or kill migrants who smugglers have paid a rival gang. The bodies were found piled in a charred pickup truck in Camargo across the Rio Grande from Texas, in an area that has been bloodied for years by turf battles between the remnants of the Gulf Cartel and the Ozitas Cartel. Another burned vehicle was found at the scene, and authorities say it had been seized by immigration officials in a raid that detained 66 migrants on their way to the U.S. The same vehicle had been reclaimed from immigration officials in December by a man who later was identified as one of the victims in the January attack. Interior Secretary Olga Sanchez said Wednesday that immigration agents tied to the case had been fired, though she provided no details on their number or their alleged role. These violations of the rights of migrants are absolutely unacceptable, Sanchez Cordero said. She said no member of the security forces or immigration authority was above the law. Well, that's good to know that y'all trying to fight corruption. Authorities have said 4 of the dead have been identified so far. 2 Guatemalans and 2 Mexicans. Their names have not been released by officials, but relatives of one of the dead Mexicans said he had worked as an immigrant trafficker. Sorry. One of the 19 bodies examined by experts, 16 were found to be males. 1 was confirmed as a female. 2 others were so badly burned that their gender had not yet been determined. The forensic results confirmed the fears of families in a rural indigenous farming community in Guatemala who have said they had lost contact with 13 migrants as they traveled toward the United States. Guatemala's Foreign Affairs Ministry said late Tuesday that it was working closely with Mexican authorities. In a statement, it adds that the full weight of laws to be applied to those responsible for such unfortunate events that have Guatemalan families mourning. The truck holding the bodies had 113 bullet impacts, but authorities were confused by the fact that almost no spent shell casings were found at the scene. So you have 113 bullet impacts on the truck holding all those bodies, but no shell casings. Now think about this. Initially, that led investigators to speculate the shootings may have been taking place elsewhere and the truck was driven to the spot where it was set on fire. But Barrios Mojica said that the state police officers charged in the killings knew their shell casings might give them away, and so they probably picked them up. Yes, because officers' weapons they would identify with, and they would know the difference between an officer weapon than a regular civilian's weapon. And they don't want, the gun and the shell cases traced back to them because they can find out the specific gun, all of that through those shell casings. So they picked up all the shell casings, and they probably, like I said, they drove them to that said area, but I'm sure they picked up all those shell casings. Okay? There is a growing force behind the hypothesis that the crime scene was altered due to the absence of the casings, he said. In describing the hours that led up to the killings, Barrios Mojica said the truck carried the victims was apparently part of a larger convoy of vehicles transporting migrants from Guatemala and El Salvador to smuggle them across the U.S. border. He said the trucks also carried armed men to provide protection. Barrios Mojica said he did not rule out that the reason for the killings may have been a dispute between drug gangs, which fight over territory, the right to charge migrant smugglers for passing through their territory. The massacre is the latest chapter in the Tamaulipas history of police corruption. Most towns and cities in the state saw their municipal police forces dissolved years ago because officers were often in the pay of cartels. So they've been having a history of corruption because a lot of the police officers have been bought off by the cartels. More professional state police force was supposed to be the answer, but the idea came crashing down with the arrest announced Tuesday. Mexico's National Immigration Institute have been plagued with corruption. We have had problems with many of the immigration officials with these types of rights violations, and we have to recognize it to move forward, Sanchez said. A repeat of the 2010 massacre has long been one of the Mexican government's worst nightmares. In August 2010, Zetas cartel members stopped 2 tractor trailers carrying dozens of mostly Central American migrants, took them to a ranch in the Tamaulipas town of San Fernando. After the migrants refused to work for the cartel, they were blindfolded, tied up on the floor, and shot dead. In 2019, President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador said we do not want a repeat of horrendous, regrettable acts like San Fernando. Relatives of migrants from Guatemala's province of San Marcos are so convinced that 13 of the 19 charred corpses were their loved ones that some of the families already erected traditional altars to the dead with flowers, photographs. Some of the relatives in Guatemala told of receiving calls from the migrant smuggler who took the group of 10 men, 3 women north, telling them their family members were dead. Relatives said they lost contact with them around January the 21st, and that was around the time that they was probably murdered. So this right here is a very egregious case, okay? But I needed to bring that to you guys so y'all can have an idea that it's just crazy, the corruption. Now, we've been hearing about a lot of bodies being found near Mexico. We've been hearing a lot about that. A lot. Okay? I've been hearing a lot about it. So to find out, because I was thinking at first that it was going to be the drug cartel that had a lot to do with it. But as that popped up on my news break, and I saw that they arrested a dozen state police officers for those 19 dead, it blew me away. But I've heard of the corruption down there. This is an example of the proven corruption. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's about money to them. Money. They kill people for money and fame down there, the Santeria. They do that. Then you got the people that does believe in that. Then you got the drug cartel down there buying off police officers for them to do their dirty work. And the police officers really thought that they was above the law and was going to get away with this. No, buddies. Y'all finna pay. And I hope y'all get the death penalty for killing 19 immigrants. 19. You shoot them. Yeah, it was 113 bullet casings. Impacts. Not shell casings, let me correct you. Not shell casings, but 113 bullet impacts. So y'all was just shooting until you killed all of them. Then set them on fire. Then move the truck another place by the border. So you can confuse it with somebody else, a gang-related situation. Or drug cartels beefing and going back war to war. Like this, that's crazy. It's wild, y'all. But I wanted to bring you this update, this new information as far as what's happening right now in Mexico. Please, you guys, if y'all do have to go down there, please be safe. Please. But if you do not have to go nowhere near Mexico, don't go. Please don't go. Please. Don't go. It's crazy down there. It's too much going on, and it's just not safe for nobody or their loved ones to go down there. I'm sorry. It's not. It's not. All right. So let's go ahead and move to the missing Cal City boys. Let me say this towards the missing Cal City babies. Let me say this, because this really irritates and disturbs me. So I was watching AV, right? I was watching AV this morning. And somebody had sent them on another wild goose chase where they planted bones. And it ended up being sheep bones. Like, what? This is not a game. This is serious. These is 2 boys missing. Almost a month and a half missing. About a month and a half missing. We don't have no idea where they're at, and they're probably looking like they're how likely deceased. This is not a game. This is a recovery mission. We hope the boy's alive, but it doesn't look like it. It looks very slim and grim that they might not be alive. And we got people, idiots, that think it's okay to send false tips. And people thinking that they're going to find the boys' bodies. But y'all are playing and planting animal bones and dog bones and sheep bones and cat bones. And what is wrong with y'all? Y'all need to stop. AV, cut them. No new friends. That's what it will be with me. No new friends. Because people aren't sincere. They're not trying to get justice. They're not trying to get help. They're not. A lot of people are not. They're trying to make a mockery of this case. This reminds me of the Kanika Jinka when you got idiots playing around in that case. It's enough. This is not a joke. It's not a game. These are 2 baby boys' lives that is probably gone. Probably gone. And you want to send AV on a wild goose chase, send them on a blank mission, when it's likely that you or someone else, whoever's playing these goofy games, then planted the bones there. This is not a joke. This is not a game. Would you want someone to play with your life like that? Would you want somebody to play with your loved one's life like that? Then don't play with someone else's life like that. If you don't want anybody to play with your loved ones, don't play with someone else's life like that. That's not cool, and that is just ugly, distasteful. But you're going to have idiots like that. So we got to learn how to weed them idiots out of the case, period. We got to figure out a way to weed them out. Stick to who you've been doing your searches with, AV. That's what I would suggest. Stick to that. And you just got to be leery of all the tips. You just got to. Because obviously people are trying to crash the case. And I don't understand why. Do y'all not want the boys found? Why are y'all hindering the investigation? Do y'all not want the boys found? Are you on the side of the West? What is the problem? We already dealing with the cop issues, and DVD footage might be getting erased. We got enough going on. We don't got time to be dealing with somebody planting false evidence. Y'all been doing this from the beginning. Y'all did that with the bag. And y'all still doing it. It's a joke. Whoever doing this, you a whole joke out here. You a whole joke. You are an embarrassment to human life. Because these boys matter. And they need justice. And you're hindering them from getting justice, planting bones and playing around. You know the difference between an animal skull and a human skull? Stop playing these games. This is serious. I just had to get that. I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest because I saw that this mom was like, what? Who would do that? Why? But why? This is not a game. This is serious. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand what the problem is. I really don't. Oh, no, baby. That's too long. Okay. All right, so let's get to... Let's get to some questions. I want to answer a few questions. Okay, so let's go to this one. How about the last one? We'll do that one. Shout out to everybody that's leaving comments. I love you guys so much. And like I said, I do these videos, like I said, to bring awareness. And also because I would like to answer and communicate with everybody. I don't want to try my best not to leave nobody out. Okay? All right, let me start from the bottom. All right. Tina Moore says, you're beautiful. Thank you very much, Tina Moore Monroe. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. I'm sorry. I read really fast and my mouth speaks. But Tina Monroy, thank you so much. Marshall, not to be a prune, but the Bible family wants it to be called prayer and hope, not a vigil. Okie dokie. Haven't you all figured out already the Bible family need to call the Department of Justice? They need to be flooding their local, state, and federal representatives. I agree with you, Marshall. They need to be everyone, including, and I want to say, I believe they're calling. I'm not sure who they're calling, but I do believe they are making phone calls to the police department. I do believe they're doing that. But I'm not sure who exactly they're calling. Marshall also says, who owns Cal City Police Department? I am not sure. That's a good question. And, okay, but you said FBI. When it comes to the footage, that would have been the FBI that's deleting the DVR footage. Okay. But, who owns Cal City Police Department? I'm not sure, but I will definitely, do some research and find out who owns Cal City Police Department, because I would like to know that as well. I don't want to read that because that's very... Okay. Okay. We're done with that one. Karen Lavery. I heard that to another channel that there's a man near Aspen whose DVR footage was deleted before it was returned. But I thought just because they deleted it from his DVR didn't mean they deleted it for themselves. There could be something on it they want to investigate. That's very possible, Karen Lavery. Sorry. That is very, very possible. I'm hoping if they do delete something, they already have a copy of it somewhere, or re-download it, or something they want to take apart in piece and send it another location. I'm hoping I'm hoping and praying there is a very significant reason to delete footage. I hope there's maybe a further investigation. Maybe someone else needs to look at the footage. This is getting crazy. These people are sick, Byron Brown says. I definitely agree with you, Byron. These people are sick. I've never seen nothing like this. I've never seen people like this that has lost loved ones, or loved ones that's been missing, and them act the way they act and reacting the way they're reacting and doing and going and the places they're going. I've never seen it. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Carol Ricker says, sounds like Wes Watkins' family has a goon squad and using a family member's hyped up DC clout. Probably so, Carol. Probably so. Heather Williams says there's no corruption, so sick of people saying stuff like that. I know a couple of BPD officers personally. From John Walker said he wanted to thank BPD for their help in loaning their crime lab. That's the only involvement they have is their offer of crime lab. As for Cal City PD, John G. Walker was LA police officer for 30 plus years. I mean, we know his background. But she basically is going to the background in this comment. She said she died very seriously, as big as this case is. Getting no one's willing to jeopardize those kids, their careers, etc. People need to stop getting off track. This isn't a platform to cry police corruption. This is a platform to find these boys. All this crap is just removing attention to where it needs to be, which leads me to believe someone is out there pulling this crap out to get everyone's attention off the boys and onto drama where there's no drama needed. And they keep going out because they'll get tips, and they're following through with the tips. They're going out there to rather determine if the boys were ever there or not. That's all. Some of y'all need to understand there's things they can't discuss, or it will jeopardize the case. I swear no matter what law enforcement does, someone's going to find something wrong somewhere in it. If there isn't, people will start making stuff up. People need to stop it. Okay. So, part of this I agree with you on. What's your name, sweetie? Heather Williams. Okay. So, like I said, I do agree that this is about the boys, and we're keeping it about the boys. But if a family member brings out a point, or we're reporting what's going on here. I report what's going on in the cases here on my channel. That's what I do. And the family, the Bio family, feels like there's corruption, Heather. So, I'm reporting that that's what the Bio family feels. They said it out their own mouth. That's what they feel. They feel like there is corruption in the department, and there's corruption, in Cal City. Let me correct that. Corruption in Cal City. And they also said that they're deleting footage. This comes from the Bio family. Okay? So, it's not other people making it up. Now, other people may feel that way, but the Bio family came out and said it themselves. And it does make it questionable to be deleting footage. It raises questions. Why? Why would you delete evidence footage? And I hope it's a good reason that you're deleting footage. And I can't personally think of a reason that you would delete footage unless you're trying to hide something or don't want something seen. But to each his own. My opinion, you're hiding. If you're deleting footage, you don't want something seen. To me, that's common sense. Now, I'm not sure where they're going with that. I mean, it's possible. I hope, I pray that they have a good reason for deleting footage if they're allegedly deleting footage. So if so, I hope there's a good reason they're deleting footage. I hope it's a good reason they're deleting footage, okay? And like I said, we don't know for sure if they are corrupt. That's word on the street. That's what came out of the Bio family's mouth, that they feel like there's a corruption going on, and then footage is being deleted. So, if you have some feel some type of way. Like I said, you have the right to feel however you want to feel. It's very respected. But it's the family that feels that way, and they are right there in their faces, and you don't know from people that are not there, not in the moment, what they're experiencing. We don't know what they're experiencing there. They're right there with them. They're right there in front of their faces. We don't know what they experience or what they're going through. So they're telling us what they're going through. All right? So like I said, you said you know. I mean, that's your opinion. I mean, you know, you stating that there's no corruption. But like I said, we don't know. We don't know. We have no idea. But yes, the family did say that that's what's happening. But so it seems like you're on board with the Cal City, and that's respected. That's your opinion. You have a right to your opinion, and that's cool. But people are still going to have raised questions about the police being corrupted, deleting footage. Why are you deleting footage? And I hope there's a good reason of why you will be deleting evidence footage, because we need that. Wouldn't you need that for the case? For evidence so the case could hold up in court? Margaret says, wouldn't LE or FBI have to make 2 copies onto CDs before giving any recording device back? Well, yes, Margaret. I would hope that they will be making copies before they give anything back, and or have another copy. I'm sure the FBI has made a copy too, because, you know, they're in on the case too, right? So I'm sure. Okay, she said she believed 1 copy is used marked as original, 2nd copy used for enhancements or whatnot to show prove no manipulative evidence by LE ever received allegedly. So yeah, so that's a very good comment. Thank you for that. And you asked if they made copies. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. Because, you know, you want to have those extra copies too for when you go to court. You want to make sure you have all the evidence that you need if video footage is, you know, brought into evidence in later court dates. Carolyn Harris says maybe the police are making copies and then deleting it on the DVR before returning it so that neighbors can't release the info. And possibly so, Carolyn. Probably so. Avgram said the police are way too late. Crenshaw called the police and reported that yard. Next day, it's all cleaned up, and I mean clean. I saw the before and after pictures. They scrubbed that entire backyard. I heard they never cleaned up, and yet they did this time. This tells me, 1, they had something to hide. 2, they're watching all the videos, and probably more so the ones that show them. Yeah, I definitely agree, Abram, that they cleaned up. Because when you first see it, it looks like they never clean. Like they never clean their house. They never clean their backyard. They just look dirty, dingy, and just toe down from the floor, up, down, side, left, and right. Okay? That's how it looks, right? So to clean the backyard when it looks like you never clean is very suspect. Very suspect. So meaning you're going out of the way of the norm. You're going out of the norm, okay, to do something. Why? You got something to hide? So I definitely agree with you, Agram. Caroline Harris says again, did they ever find the evidence that West really went Christmas shopping on the 19th of December? That's a good question, because I don't know. I don't believe. Now, as we see, if we add the hours up, at the time it takes to go to Bakersfield and back, the time that we see on there, they didn't have time to go Christmas shopping. They didn't have time to go to any store to walk around. The exact time that from the time they left and got back is the time it takes for them to leave and come back. It didn't leave no room for them to go to any stores to go Christmas shopping. But I'm not sure if the police are aware of that or not. And they didn't have no bags, none of that. far as we've seen on the video footage? So, good question. Woo! Y'all in these long comments. I just discovered something. You know, those sticks Trezell and his daddy were carrying, those were not sticks. Those were cane swords. Basically, a concealed sword, that those are illegal in the state of California. I just watched a video and saw a woman filming Wanda's backyard. In a barrel in the shed, there was 8 to 12 swords. She made a comment about them. Then when I saw that a video of father and son walking chalk again, I noticed them. Cane swords. A walking cane with a concealed sword inside. Wow. I did hear that, Egram. I did hear that those are hidden, like, that there are swords hidden inside the canes. And then to see them in the backyard, I don't know what they're into or what they are up to. And why do you have so many damn swords? Or do y'all sword fight? I mean, what's the deal with the swords? That's very weird and it's very suspect. And who walks around with a cane with a sword in the inside? That's just so weird. These people are weird as hell, okay? These people are weird as hell. Nothing surprises me when it comes to these weird-ass people. But yes, I did hear that, Agram, and about swords being inside the cane. So I am aware of that. I have heard that somebody possibly saw that. So, yes, I am very aware of that. Thank you. Radioactive said, thank you for uploading. I enjoy hearing your opinions on the case. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you so much, Radioactive. Thank you for subscribing and watching, okay? Love letters from Hades. Remember Wanda said you got it, but you don't. Right. Hot Mess Wanda. We remember what she said. We remember exactly what she said. And it was just very weird. Because we're not going to be sorry, like I said. And we may not have all the pieces right from A to Z, but we know, Trezell and Jacqueline, what we do got right, that they probably got something to do with them babies gone missing. That we're pretty sure of. Now, we could be wrong, because like I said, we're just kind of guessing. We're theorizing. We're trying to figure out what happened, what's going on. So, of course, if we don't have the facts, we're waiting for the facts. We're trying to get the facts. We're trying to come up with the facts. That's why people are out there searching and watching, because we're trying to gain the facts. So, of course, we don't know for sure everything. That's why people are out there watching to find out what happened. What we're doing is trying to figure out what happened. And we can theorize together and we can talk. We can do that. And if you don't like it, Hot Mess Wanda, if you don't like that, then provide the facts. Provide what really happened if you don't like how we theorize and how everybody is coming together and trying to figure out what happened to those boys. If you don't like it, then maybe give us the facts. Give us what really happened. Okay? That's what the Queen got to say about that. If you don't like how we're trying to figure things out and you saying we don't have it or we don't got it, then help us get it. Help us. If you're not going to help, shut up. And that's how I feel about a Hot Mess Wanda. Shut up. If you're not going to help, then just don't. Just go on, you know? And this is how I feel. And we're not going to be sorry, but Trezell and Jacqueline are. David Wayne, I could recommend you guys to Cyber Spy 1. Okay, no, that has nothing to do with case. Sorry, you get to skip. All right, Patricia Ryder. Same thing happened at the Vegas shooting. They took cell phones and deleted footage. I remember well. Look it up. Same people, FBI. Problem is we don't know who we can trust. A.V. Watchman has been having trouble ever since he showed neighbors footage. Now A.V. Media Crew, who's really nice guy, is having trouble ever since he showed footage of CC House right after latest search. We can't let them hijack this. I reached out to the rep for the district twice and it worked. Get a hold of Rep Kevin McCarthy. Find the boys. Garcia Rep's district right next to it. I might contact him too. Both have Twitter. All right, so Patricia Ryder is giving y'all some information. You can contact Kevin McCarthy. Kevin, KEVIN MCCARTHY. Now, he works at the district. He's the rep for the district, okay? So y'all can contact him to, find out what's going on, to keep calling to make sure they're still on this case, okay? So thank you, Patricia, for that information, sweetie. Thank you very much. Also, Maciel, good morning, Queen. I'm new scarf from Florida. I definitely agree. My feelings is that all this is really suspicious. I don't like how they are dealing with this case. I hope it doesn't go cold. We need to know where all the boys, praying for the babies to be found. I agree. We're not going to let this case go cold. Like I said, I'm going to continue to represent Orrin and Orson, Classic and Sincere, on this channel. They are loved, they are respected, and we want justice for them, and we're not going to stop until we get it. At the end of the day, we love those boys, and they're not, and we didn't even know them, but we have that love for them because it's just a very sad, unfortunate case. This is very sad, and this is what we do. This is what we do. We have love for a lot of kids that we do cases on that we don't know, but we love them. And we want them to be found. We want them to be safe, right? But yes, where are the boys? Hashtag where are the boys? Where is Orrin and Orson? What did y'all do with the boys? We would like to know, what did y'all do with the boys? What did you do with Orrin and Orson? We the people want to know what y'all did with the babies. What did y'all do with the babies? Okay? That's what we want to know. All right? So thank you, Maciel. Please continue to pray, baby, because that's what I've been doing in my spare time, looking for updates and reading articles and rereading articles and rewatching interviews and praying at the same time, as well as being hit with other cases. So I've been a busy bee. All right, I've been a busy bee. Patricia, this is getting too deep. If people pay attention, if they are deleting evidence, y'all need to watch y'all backs, because if you get too deep into what they are hiding, y'all will come up missing too. I'm sorry, but I would care more about my own kids at this point. Patricia Rincon. Thank you, Patricia, for your comment. First off, I'm going to say that. I'm just going to say we're going to be careful as possible, on this case. We just can't be scared. Like, we can tread carefully and we can tread lightly, but we're not going to be scared. When you're fighting for justice, you can't be scared to fight for justice. You can't be scared to fight for what's right. You just can't. Our ancestors have died over fighting for what's right. So at the end of the day, like, I get it. I understand it. I respect it. I love what you said. We got to be safe. So when people are out there, they just got to be mindful, be safe, be careful, never be out there by yourself. Always have somebody with you. Always record so you'll have evidence of anything fishy that come about. You could possibly do that, to be very careful, because there is a lot of shady things going on. But I don't think people are going to stop trying to search and stuff like that, because that's what these people want. These people want to scare people into not looking for the boys. They want to deter us. They want to scare us. They don't want us to be out there searching. They don't want us to be spreading awareness and putting the boy. They don't want us to call. They don't want us to make videos. They want to scare us, to shut us up about this case. And we can't do that. We can't give them what they want. We just can't. I won't do it. I won't do it. At the end of the day, we're going to keep bringing awareness to this case until those babies are found. Until those babies are found, in whatever circumstance they're found in. Until they're found. That's it. And if there is some deep corruption going on, if there is, so help everybody God, they'll be exposed, because nobody's going to stop. And they're showing that they're not stopping. But as you can see, Patricia, I want you to understand this and see this, that the more people are calling and stuff, we're getting more feedback. you can see more people on the ground moving. So it's, to me, in my opinion, it's helping a little bit because I see them moving a little bit more. They put a little bit off in their steps on trying. Just that the DVR deletion is just a questionable thing for me. I'm just trying to figure that part out. But I definitely respect and agree with you, Patricia. We have to be careful, but nobody's gonna stop. But we have to be careful because once you know what you're dealing with, we possibly dealing with, like I said, Jacqueline and Trezell possibly murdered those babies. So once, if they possibly murdered them, we know they're murderers and they have no problem doing it again. So we have to be careful and tread carefully and lightly around the area and them. Just to be on the safe side, make sure you are protected. And if you know what I'm saying, make sure you're protected at all times. If anything go down, you can put someone down. All right? That's just protect yourself and be careful because once you know what you're dealing with, you should know how to go about it. All right, VH. Thank you for making this video. Many of you already know this, but just in case, based on victim stories of child human trafficking, many have said that the corruption starts with CPS and moves up from there all the way up to the FBI, the media, and the governor. In certain cities and towns, the police will cover up information because they are either part of the human trafficking, such as being paid to be quiet about it, or they are blackmailed. I do know about Jeffrey Einstein. I know about him. Like, that was a crazy case. That was crazy. But thank you for your comment, VH. I definitely know that corruption is real. That there are people out there that can be paid, that money rules the nation to some people. People sell their souls out here. They can be bought to do whatever wrong, evil thing to do. People can be bought to do that. And it's sad, but it's true and it's real. And it happens all the time. Just like the story I just brought you in Mexico. 12 officers sold their souls to the drug cartels. I don't understand it, but to some people, money is everything. Money is happiness. Money is everything to certain people. And they will sell whatever, their soul, their family out. Some people even will kill their kids for money. We come into these cases all the time where people do these horrific things for money, for wealth, for honor. It's sickening, but they do it. But thank you for that comment. No Boys, No Peace. They're trying to make this a cover-up, but the story AP put out doesn't make sense. So now thing is going left, but they need to be arrested because they have been removing evidence. They're guilty. This is going to get crazy because the community here in Bedford is not standing for this. No Boys, No Peace. That's right. I agree with you, No Boys, No Peace. This is going to get crazy before it gets better. Because once that the police and FBI know that those people are not going to stop going by the house, they're not going to stop searching, they're not going to stop standing out there, they're not going to stop calling, they're not going to stop writing, they're not going to stop emailing, they're not going to stop messaging. Once they realize that, they're going to get a move on it, which I see them moving a little bit more because they already realized, in my opinion, that this is serious. Like, this has really got them on their heels. If they wasn't on their heels before, they on their heels now. All right, so thank you for that comment. No Boys, No Peace. Susan Beckney. Yeah, something is fishy. Why are the cover-up? Something is really messed up. Like I said, something isn't right in this case. And We already know Jacqueline and Giselle are hiding something. But if FBI is deleting footage, that is very fishy. And that's, what are you covering up? Now, I'm hoping if you are deleting footage, FBI, you have a great reason to be deleting footage. I'm hoping that you're sending it somewhere, that you want someone else to analyze it. I'm hoping, because this case is already so messed up. It doesn't need nothing else evil added to what it's already evil. It doesn't need no help. Michelle Garcia, the FBI will probably have copies of evidence. They're probably deleting it so people don't see it. They needed to build the case. Well, if they're deleting it, we're gonna need copies for the court, for court in the future. So if they delete it, so other people don't see it, that misses the point. We need other people to see it in the future and going to court. We need the jury to see it if it's a jury trial. The judge needs to see it when they go to court to prove the lies, the deception. We need the video. So I'm not understanding your comment, because we do need the video footage. Part of that is evidence to prove that they lied. They didn't have the boys when they said they had the boys. And possibly other stuff, evidence on it that we don't know about prior, that they probably have. So I'm not sure why they would be deleting it. Maybe they don't want us to see it. But I'm hoping they're not deleting it for that. I hope they got copies of it so they can at least give it to the court, so they can be able to have it for evidence. Molly, this will not end well. John Walsh always saying usually taken by someone that knows them. If not located in 24 hours, won't have a happy ending. Adoptive will go to jail. Give time. He acts like Chris Watts. They need to interrogate them separately. One of them will give it up. I'm praying, Molly. I'm praying that one of them breaks down and gives up. I really am, sweetie. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for y'all comment. I really love y'all, and I like hearing what y'all think and y'all's opinion on the case. Newbie here. These people are evil and sick. I don't fear no one, but I fear their families. Something very deep is going on. Angela Leary. Thank you so much, Angela, for commenting. I agree with you. Roro. This whole case is crazy. Don't believe everything you hear and only half of what you see. Facts. Big facts. Yes. You cannot believe everything you hear. You can take it in one ear, let it go out the other, and make sure you put that allegedly. That's why we use allegedly here. If it's not a fact, allegedly here. Allegedly. Because if it's a fact, I'm going to let you know it's a fact. If it's not, we're going to use allegedly. Because I do want y'all to be updated on everything that's going on. So something that, is word on the street or to be heard, I'm going to let you know it's word on the street. It's allegedly. I'm not going to say it's fact. It's word bond. I'm not going to say that if it's not. But you're right. And y'all cannot believe everything you hear out here. You can't. You cannot believe everything you hear. I've been saying that from the start. The crime was in Bakersfield, and they waited until Cal City to report the crime. So it takes the case out of Bakersfield jurisdiction. These boys are in Bakersfield. I agree with you, Roro. I mean, the police really feel like they're in Cal City. For some reason, they think they're over there by that house. All right? Even though the search has been coming up empty, they really feel like that. So that's why they've been over there. But I personally believe that them babies never made it to Cal City, y'all. I don't believe they ever made it. I believe they've been in Bakersfield. They are somewhere in Bakersfield. I don't believe those boys ever made it. Ever made it. Miss Diva, they're not trying to find them boys. They're going to stay missing. If they was with some little white boys, they would have been found them. And I actually agree with you, Miss Diva. If they were little white boys, and like I said, I'm not being racist or racially impacted or motivated in any way, but we all know how people act when it comes to different races. Like I said, maybe they would have moved a little bit faster if there was 2 little white boys missing. Maybe they would have been found already. So I can definitely understand where Miss Diva is coming from, because we see this every day. In a lot of the cases we go in, we see that. We know the statistics. We know the probabilities. We know that. They would have probably used way more of their resources to find those boys if they wasn't black. So that's why we have to push and fight so hard for those babies, because they have not been getting all the support that they should have been getting in this case. Someone in Cal City police and keep reporting anything and everything suspicious of Beckfield does get involved. Okay, Chef Style. Thank you for your comments, sweetie. Victoria Tauber. I believe those corruption as well. The first time I listened to that piece, and I listened to him again and again, and he looks guilty as sin. I agree, Victoria Tauber. I definitely agree. Aloha. Watching from Hawaii. You guys are doing a great job. Well, thank you, Giovanna. Thank you so much, sweetie. Miss Ford. You got to ask the owner of that DVR because he knows what was recorded on there. Thank you, Miss Ford. I am so angry of the fact that Wanda Mess House, they not got the pit looking like a graveyard site of 2 people. Are they playing games or what? This is definitely not funny and a pure disgrace. These people really need to be locked up, because I've never in my 55 years seen no one do the things that the West family has done. Me either. More information needs to be done. I have reached out to radio stations and asked for somebody from Bio Family to contact Ben Crump, civil rights activist. I definitely agree with you, be truthful, because I haven't seen nothing like this in my life. I really haven't. And I do believe they are playing a game with us. I believe they deliberately set, like I said, those items out there because they know people are out there. They know the police is not doing anything to them at this time. So they just acting a plumb right fool out there. Throwing all type of shit out there, burning stuff. They are doing that on purpose. To be truthful, I really feel that it was done on purpose to antagonize and mess and play games in our faces, because nothing's being done to them. So I do feel like they did that on purpose to be funny. But they cleaned that up once they realized, oh, they could call them people. And the people was caught, but they didn't clean it up before. They didn't clean up the backyard before, the police possibly got out. Because I think they're watching. I believe they're watching. So they're watching and they're trying to, that's why we got to move silently. We can report everything and updates, but as far as doing what y'all doing, you just got to move silently, because they're watching and they're trying to stay a step ahead. But they're not going to win, because them boys are going to be found regardless. But you're right, truthful. I very agree with you. And that's a great idea to contact Ben Crump to see what he has to say, or if he can help in any way. Oh, shit. It's weird they're not checking both cities. For the simple fact they go back and forth often, because his mom stays out there and they had just moved out there, so he knows that city Bakersfield way more than he would know California City. I agree, Black is beautiful. I agree with you. Like, you would think they would check both cities, but I guess it's a jurisdiction thing. I don't know, but it's weird that they wouldn't. I want them to. I wish they would, because I believe the boys are there. Thank you for your comment, Black is beautiful. November Wallace. I want to know why they have not sent helicopters up to look for the boys. It's a good question, November Wallace. Good question. Maybe they feel like they can find them on ground. I have no idea, November baby. I don't know. But they've been using their technology ground radars to look underground. So maybe they have a tip or going on a hunch that those boys are in Cal City, but they really keep searching Cal City like they really feel like they're there. NY 2016. Whatever was burned there is just still so suspicious, and the house gives such a horrible feeling. Yeah, it looks devilish, doesn't it? It looks very horrendous at that house. It looks very horrendous. Very horrendous. Well, alright, you guys. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, thumbs up this video, please. I love you guys. Shout out to my old subscribers, my new subscribers. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell so you can know every time I post a video. Thank y'all for watching. I've been on here an hour. I went over the deal in Mexico of the 12 officers being charged for the 19 bodies in Mexico. So we went over that case, as well as answered the questions, and I'll be answering more questions tomorrow when I come back, because we're not going to stop trying to get justice for the Cal City boys. We're not going to stop searching. We're not going to stop calling. So, with that being said, I'll be back tomorrow answering more questions about this case, and I will also probably will bring you a little bit of something else that's going on, so y'all can keep up with everything, because I don't want to get so behind on everything, and we can do both. That's what I was saying. I'm going to do both, because we're not going to stop. I don't care what's going on. We can juggle both. All right. But thank y'all. I love y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all for subscribing and commenting. I'll be back tomorrow because y'all had it's more questions on another video that I need to answer. So I done one video so far, and y'all have been really, really very, very informative in the comment section. So I really appreciate that. I love you guys. And y'all know a lot of information, and I'm glad y'all do. I'm glad y'all keeping up with the case. And y'all just keep praying that we find these babies. Just keep praying and don't give up hope. Keep praying that these boys are brought home in whichever way that they are brought home. Thank you guys so much.